Welcome to this demonstration of PC Bennett's AutoFitmentPlus solution built into the Acumatica Cloud ERP system that allows users to access the system from anywhere on any device. The PC Bennett AutoFitmentPlus solution supports the industry standard ACES vehicle database, which allows you access to all of the vehicle information for every vehicle that's ever been sold in North America. And this allows you to communicate with other trading partners in a standard way with automated data transfers. When using the PC Bennett AutoFitmentPlus solution, you will have the option of receiving automatic regular updates to the vehicle database so that your information is always kept up to date without any manual intervention on your side. The first thing I'm going to show you on AutoFitmentPlus is that we allow you to configure how you want to use the fitment vehicle data. Given that it has some 70 different data fields, whatever parts that you are manufacturing or selling probably don't concern themselves with all those different fields. For example, if you're selling brake calipers, you probably don't care if the vehicle is gasoline or a hybrid, so you wouldn't care about that particular data point. So we have this preferences screen where we have added the ability for you to designate the fields that you're interested in. And for purposes of this demonstration, I've just selected a few. Of course, year, make, and model, the standard ones that are always going to be there. And I've added engine version, fuel type, and a few others. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is for our parts, our stock items. I have created a few that are auto part related. I've got some air filters, I've got some brake calipers, and I've got some rotors. So let's just start and looking at the first one. This is an air filter. Some standard kind of setup stuff here that I'm not going to go into the details. This is all standard Acumatica setup. The first interesting part that I wanted to show you was this tab right here called the Attributes tab. You can see I've got a nice little picture of this particular air filter, and we have over on this part of the screen a grid called Attributes, and these are totally user definable. I've just set up a few just for this demonstration. I've got a color attribute that has red, green, blue, yellow, black, and gray. I have this application level attribute that has light duty, medium duty, and heavy duty. And for my rotors, I have a rotor type, which is solid, vented, drilled, or slotted. We also have the ability to designate what type of sales category this item falls into. And this is kind of interesting the way this particular field works. You'll see that it's a kind of a tree structure here. As you can see, our company sells a lot of different things. We must be Walmart or something. But anyway, for this particular purpose, we have created a sales category called Auto Aftermarket. And underneath that, we have engine parts and brake systems. And you can see on this one, we have selected Auto Aftermarket as the general category and engine parts as the specific category. So when you're doing your filtering, you can say, I want to see everything that's in the auto aftermarket category, or I only want to see engine parts. And you can see here, I've got a couple different air filters. That other one had an attribute of black color. This one is a red colored one. Both are engine parts, auto aftermarket. But you can see here in my next item is a brake caliper, and it has as category brake systems. It also happens to be a red caliper. I've got a blue one, which is also designated heavy duty, and I've got a yellow one. But the more interesting thing, and I'm going to go back to our little air filter we started with, air filter number 1 here. The thing that's most useful here, of course, is the vehicle fitment. And this tab allows you to specify all the different vehicles that this particular part will fit. And this is where the ACES vehicle database comes in to play, because all this data would come out of that database. For this demonstration, I have a small subset just to keep it simple, but you see I'm focusing here on pickups. But with the ACES complete database, you would have all the different vehicles. So I want you to notice that there's really 2 different methods for setting up this fitment. You can see the first 3 rows here are very specific. 2001 Chevrolet Silverado with a Vortec engine, etc. 2002 the same. And then I have a range of basically everything from 2003 to 2010. So those first 3 lines very specific, but then you can see down below I've done more generic ranges. So I'm saying that basically any Chevrolet Avalanche from 2001 to 9999 is our designation, which basically means up to the current date. And then even more generic, I said this part fits any kind of Ford starting in the year 2001. And you can see that that fitment setup can be different for each of the inventory items. Here I've got a more specific list where I've drilled down on specific items. I left one not filled out, so we can do that one. This last vented rotor, I haven't set anything up yet. And what I wanted to show is the 2 different methods for doing that. You can click on this Add Vehicles button, and that will show the complete list. And when you have the subscription data, this will be everything. As you can see, I've just got a few different kinds of vehicles. But this checkbox over the side lets you choose the vehicles that this part will fit. So I'm going to pick this Chevy Avalanche, and I'll click Add and Close. And you can see that it added those specific ones. And then I can say, and it also fits starting in the year, let's say 2000 to the end of time. It's going to fit all Dodge vehicles. Let's see. And I'm going to save that. So that's basically how the fitment works. Getting it set up so you have the application for each of your parts. And then where we actually utilize those fitment settings is when we're setting up a sales order or a service order, but I'm just going to demonstrate sales orders today. I'm going to create a new sales order. And what I wanted to demonstrate for you, a nice little feature is, let's say that the customer comes in, wants to buy some parts, and you can ask them for the vehicle VIN. And in this case, I'm just going to cut and paste one in because I don't want it to type. This is one I know is valid. And you'll notice that I haven't filled out anything else on this screen. All I've done is type in the vehicle VIN, and voila, it populates the customer information, the contact at the customer. And in this case, the customer is not the owner because it's an automotive service shop. The owner is Alberto Jimenez. And so you can see that just by typing in the vehicle ID, it picked up all that information. It also picked up the fact that it was a 2000 Ford F-150 Triton, etc. So it has saved all that information because this person has been in and has purchased from you before. If for whatever reason this vehicle had changed hands, been sold, you can override and change any of this information and it will update the record for that vehicle then. And so this button here will actually let you drill down and see more information about that specific vehicle. You can see again who the owner is, who the customer was that you actually billed, the information about the car, and also you can see the order history. So what have they purchased in the past? So for example, I can say, oh, well, let's see what he's bought before. And I can see that in the past he bought, give this a second. Looks like he bought some brake calipers and some rotors from us in the past. So you might then be able to tell the customer, well, it looks like you bought this particular type of caliper and rotor in the past. You want to buy that again? And that cut down on all the trying to find the right part. So back to our sales order that we're creating. You can see that it already has some filter information here that it picked up from before. But if you click this button, you can get some more detail on it. And it pops up this little screen that shows you everything it's going to filter on. And down here we have, notice, the product attribute filters and these category filters. So I could say, well, I really am only interested in brake parts today. So I'm going to select the brake systems category. And I'm going to apply that. And then, so when I'm selecting my items, I can click, there's a couple different ways to do it. Again, like the other screen, I can do it in a mask screen like this one. So this screen, I'm going to tell it I want to see just auto parts, because again, our company sells a lot of different things. In this case, we're only interested in auto parts. Show available items. So it's going to show ones that even if they don't have quantities available. And you can see in this case, now it's only showing me the items that are in the brake category. And I can, like on that other screen, I can select items I want to purchase by checking off these. You can change the quantity if you want, and then add them. In this case, I'm going to cancel for now and show that in my set filters, I can also set attribute filters. So in this case, he's looking for red calipers. So we're going to do that. And now when we go look at our items, I'm going to just do my auto parts. Now you can see that I'm only getting the red brake calipers. So I'm going to pick that item. And I'm going to add and close. And there I've created my sales order for my brake calipers. Hopefully that gives you a sense of the power of this product, the ability to filter on multiple different categories, attributes, sales categories, and vehicle filters. Thank you.